Hello and welcome back to the Fortnightly Q&A. My name's Lumin, and right now I'm wondering why you guys are so crazy. Why did you leave so many questions for me? And I can't not answer them because most of them are like really good questions. I have no choice. Brace yourselves. This is going to be a long one. It's fine. It's fine. I feel I also need to address the fact that the Q&A is a bit late, once again. It's mainly because of the Fallout 4 videos. They're big. They're extremely large because I need to render them at a pretty high bitrate for them to be watchable. I'm a perfectionist when it comes to stuff like that, and I realize not all of you want to hear the technical mumbo-jumbo, but it's much the same as Skyrim was, because it's the same engine. The videos work in the same way. If you render them at a reasonable bitrate, they actually still have artifacts and stuff that you can see. Visual distortion, so I gotta render them pretty large, and the uploads take quite long. I mean, the latest one that I just started over there is just under 5 gigs in size. I mean, that's massive. And, well, that takes 2 days to upload. It's unfortunate. It's a long one. That's, like, really long. I think it's probably, like, close to 50 minutes long, but that's why it's so big, okay? I'm not rendering at a ridiculous bitrate, but I'm done. Okay, Max 4903. I don't understand why Lumin hasn't got more subscribers. I mean, there are so many silly YouTube channels with a lot of people following them, while he provides nice videos and is a nice person. Might sound like a fanboyish comment, but seriously, WTF. That's not really a question. I wanted to put that in there because I wanted to talk about it for a second before getting on to the real questions. Firstly, thank you, Max. I mean, I appreciate the kind words. They truly are far too kind. There are a lot of silly channels out there with silly amounts of viewers and subscribers and stuff like that. I have a pretty clear idea of why it is that I don't have a massive following, tons of subscribers, why I don't get millions upon millions of views a month or whatever. I think it's mostly just because, well, there are many reasons, but mostly because I'm bad at promoting my own stuff. I am. I don't really even know how. I mean, that's the one part of all of this that after 5 or nearly 6 years now of doing this, I just don't get. I just can't do it. I'm not good at shamelessly self-promoting my videos. It's just not something I can do very well. I realize that's bad. I mean, it's something that I need to do. I also think that another reason is because I don't have lots of big name friends that I do a lot of stuff with. Say if I was streaming, then I could potentially stream with big name people. Then I could, I don't know, get some popularity or a bit of a following from that. I also think, this is like, there's a lot of these thoughts that I've had. I mean, I've thought about this a lot, of course. I mean, why would I not? This is what I do, and thus far I wouldn't consider myself very successful. I mean, I am successful in certain aspects, but from like a business standpoint, if you look at the numbers, I'm not doing very well. I mean, that's a fact. I suppose I could consider the amazing community that I've built a success. The amazing viewers that I have, the amazing people that I get to interact with on a daily basis, that's a huge success. But again, from like a business standpoint, not doing that great, you know? And there are just so many reasons. I mean, I could list tons of them. I don't have much of a focus on the channel. So a person subscribes maybe because they saw a 1-minute guide and they're like, okay, this is cool, I can get behind this. And then they don't see another one for a week, and then they're like, okay, well, there was one now, and there's another one a week later, but there's all this other junk in between that I don't want to see. Why would I say stay subscribed? I'd rather maybe just come back every couple of weeks and check the channel out. You know, that's one thing as well, just a lack of focus on the channel. I think if I had to drop everything right now and just stick with Hearthstone, do Hearthstone videos on the Tavern Brawls, rank play, consistent 1-minute guides, maybe 2 a week or something, more than just the 1 a week, I think I'd be much more successful. I think I'd be hugely successful, actually. But then I would not be doing everything I want to do on the channel, and like, it's tough. It's such a tough position for me to be in. I can make comparisons with like a lot of people. I watched Trollden. You guys know who Trollden is. go from 0 subscribers to something ridiculous like 250,000 in the span of 6 months. Just because he has a good idea and he sticks with it and he does just that. He's consistent with it, like really consistent. He knows what he's good at. He does it well. He keeps doing it and people just keep coming back for it. You know, that's the kind of thing. I mean, there's another list of examples I could go through. I could mention a few more. I know quite a lot of other people that I've like seen, okay, and I see this person and I think, okay, he's focusing on just this game. Say, for instance, World of Warcraft. There are a couple of people that I've watched who started 4 years after me. I mean, I've been doing this for a long time, who I would say don't do things as well as I do, don't put out content that's as good as mine, but they still manage to pick up a much greater following because of the focus that they have. And I don't know if they shamelessly self-promote, but, you know, that's just another reason. There are so many. And I don't really know where to go from this point. I'm trying to figure things out. I mean, I could keep messing around and experimenting and trying to find that breakthrough series of mine that everyone will enjoy and everyone will watch and people will come from all around to see. I don't think it's going to be Fallout 4, unfortunately, because I don't see myself ever showing up in any search rankings with that. I don't see people finding that anywhere before finding others. Like, if you search for Fallout 4 Let's Play or Fallout 4 playthrough or walkthrough or gameplay or anything like that, my video will be 20 or 30 pages in. There are just so many people playing that. So this Fallout 4 playthrough, as an example, I did just for you guys that were asking for a new single-player game, and it's a good single-player game to play, for sure. Okay? And I don't know, for the most part, for the rest of it, I'm just gonna, I suppose, just stick with, like, mostly the Blizzard stuff, the news. The 1 Minute Guides will be back once the League of Explorers stuff is out. I think I'm gonna do that with the new Hearthstone releases, so I wait till they're all out. And if it's an expansion instead of an adventure, then it's easy because it just gets released all at once. But if I wait till all the wings are out, then at least I can see, once the meta is settled, which decks I want to make videos on. But I need to be more consistent with that. Man, I'll stop. Okay, I mean, I've been talking about this for so long now already. I could talk about it for much longer. I also don't really understand. You know, it's something that is just tough to put a finger on. Okay, I mean, I do like the content that I put up, and I do think that I put up good content. I realize that in many ways it's not quite as consistent as people would like, because again, people come for one thing, they want to see that thing consistently, they don't get to see it consistently, so then they unsub or they stop watching or lose interest or whatever, and that's a problem. So I can tell you reasons, but I can also tell you, you know, it always feels a little unfair to me, but it's life, and I guess I just need to do something about it myself. I mean, you guys can always help by sharing the videos and liking them and favoriting them and, well, telling someone about it or whatever, you know. You guys know the deal about that. It's not too tough for you to support someone like me by just clicking once or twice or pasting something somewhere or whatever. But the bigger picture of all of it is always still something that I need to control myself. And it's something that I'm always thinking about. I'm maybe not always doing something about it because there are so many other things that I'm trying to do in the meantime. I might at some point just say, okay, I'm done, and now I'm going to try and make things like really work, and then I'll just try and cut out some of the things that aren't working on the channel, and I don't know. You know, it's something that I'm thinking about. I realized there was a lot of yak about something. I've got a pin here. About something that wasn't really even a question, but it's something that I get on my videos a lot. They're like, hey, why are you only getting 500 views on this video? You've got 30-something thousand subscribers. Why? Well, that's the reason. That, amongst many others. The pen, by the way, is for my Fallout playthrough. I've got a little notepad and a pen, and it's pretty fun making little adventure notes. I like it. Cater Flory. I'm pretty sure I'd buy a t-shirt with a design that it has right now, but grey just isn't my colour. Maybe start with spreading the variety of colours. That's actually what I was considering starting on. I have so many cool ideas for t-shirt designs. Well, a couple of good ideas for t-shirt designs, but I'd have to hire an artist to do it, and I don't really have the money to do that now. Like, I want a proper artist to do it, and I don't really see myself being able to spend money on that, and then going through the big schlep of trying to get it on a store somewhere. Then I need to consider whether I want to keep it on district lines or put it somewhere else. You know, this combined with all the stuff I was just talking about a moment ago, it makes my head hurt. And then what I do is I just go back to, okay, I'm going back to recording stuff that I know I can record right now, trying to get things done. I sort of go back into my comfort zone, and that's, yeah, maybe not the best thing. But I guess I could start with different colors, right? I mean, I suppose the background could change quite easily. The gray could change to something else. The shirt's color, the actual shirt color, I could make it black with the blue thing on, or I could make it white with the blue thing on. White would be very nice. I like white t-shirts. I like black t-shirts. I don't know how difficult that would be for district lines to do, but I mean, I would have liked to have had more designs by now. I was hoping that I'd be streaming at some point soon so that I could get more input and then also at the same time promote the t-shirts while streaming, which would be great. I think that would be really cool. I want to make a Nero t-shirt or two. Nero needs to be on a t-shirt. I want him immortalized on a t-shirt sooner rather than later. I just need to think about how I want to do it. But the color thing, I think that might be a good step in the right direction. A couple of you guys bought t-shirts this month, and it's been such a huge help because this month was abysmal in terms of income. I don't want to say more than that. Okay, I'm not going to say more than that, but it's been pretty tough, and the t-shirts, the fact that you bought them, it helps a lot. So thank you so much. I think 3 or 4 people bought t-shirts. One person actually bought 2 t-shirts, which was really nice. They make good Christmas presents. So there you go. You can find the link below. I think it's just districtlines.com/talesoflumin. Litanaix. Hi Lumin, are you going to play XCOM 2 when it comes out next year? I loved your playthrough of the first game, and I'd like to see a playthrough of that one as well. Take care. I also liked the playthrough of the first game. I liked the incorporation of the list in the playthrough, and I liked the way I did that. I mean, I think that was really fun. I will definitely consider it. Like, it's something that I think is fun to watch. XCOM did not do anything for my channel. Just putting that out there. I didn't get any views on it. I got views on it. Actually, okay views, but I never got people finding it in the searches or anything like that. It never brought many new people to the channel, but it was great for the existing people because of the interaction again and having your name in the playthrough itself. So it was pretty fun. Zer, a question regarding Germany. Since you plan to move to the south, do you have experience listening to or understanding southern German dialects, meaning the Bavarian or Swabian variants of German? I don't know. I mean, I honestly wouldn't be able to tell you, okay, that's that dialect, that's that dialect. I don't even know what dialect my father would speak in, what one would consider that as. I honestly just don't know. I don't. Someone was saying that it was interesting. I'm not sure if it was you. I think it might have been you, sir. But you said it was interesting the way I pronounced the ich instead of itch. Or is it actually said itch or ish? I think ish is a way of saying it. But you were saying the pronunciation was interesting, and it sounded more like one specific group of Germans instead of the other, and that was fascinating to me. But I have no idea which variants I would understand or wouldn't. I think it was like a thick accent that even Germans would struggle listening to or understanding. Then, of course, I'm going to struggle with it. Of course. When Germans mutter under their breath, I already struggle a bit to understand it. I mean, an English speaker or someone speaking Afrikaans, I can understand that. But not so much the German just yet. I'll work on it. When you start streaming on Twitch, what kind of content do you have planned? What kind of games do you play? I'd expect a mix of games from you, although many streamers do find success by focusing a lot on a single game, which oftentimes is a multiplayer title. Yeah, it's a good question. Okay, and this is still from Ser. S-Z-E-R. And it is, again, something I've thought about a lot. So, I'll do Hearthstone. Okay, and I'll do Hearthstone multiple days a week. Like, I will do quite a bit of Hearthstone, but I would like to do general gaming stuff. Like, I'd like to be able to play new games that release, or games that I hadn't played yet, or things that, I don't know, are like MMOs, new MMOs that release, new betas that start up. I want to play everything. Like, I enjoy playing all these games, and I just never get time to play them myself. So if I can stream while playing them myself, that would be great. That would be a win-win, right? So I'm going to be doing a good mix of games, but I think I will focus. I mean, we'll see when the time comes. We will see. But I'm going to probably focus on the core Blizzard games that I play, that includes Hearthstone, and then also throw the mix of other games in there for everyone else, right? So there will be raid nights in World of Warcraft that people would definitely enjoy. Trust me. Trust me. The group of people we raid with, they are a great bunch. Seriously, you guys will love that so much. And then there's going to be Hearthstone, Overwatch, whatever else we end up playing, doesn't matter. Okay, so I will play anything and everything. I think it's going to be super fun. But I will also, and this is something that I think another person asked about, I will have specific days for specific things. I know people do like Sub Sunday, or that's the only one I can think of. Multiplayer Monday, or something Tuesday, or something Wednesday. I don't know. Okay. I could do stuff like that as well. For sure. I want to play games with you guys. That would be great. Daniel the D. Hi Lumin, just wondering, where do you live right now? Is it the same country where you were born? It's the same country. I've always lived in South Africa. I've been out of the country before, but it's the same country. We currently live in a little coastal town called Hermanus. It's not that far away from Cape Town. It's not a tiny little town. It's pretty large right now. I was actually inquiring recently about fiber in the area, and apparently March next year, a little neighborhood at the edge of town, like a couple of kilometers in the opposite direction, is getting fiber. Or at least that's the planned date. They're getting fiber in a couple of little estates in that part of town, and they said that that's going to be the test run for them. It might be too late. It's probably too late. I don't want to wait till March next year for the possibility of fiber down the road and not here. I spoke to them. I asked if we could get it here. They said no, they need to test it there first, this, that, the other. I asked if I could get like a petition going, if I could ask people around here, and they said no, it's against protocol, we can't do that. So yeah, it's getting sidetracked. I'm sorry, getting sidetracked. But this is where we live. It's famous for the whales. It's a touristy town. It's nice. It's a nice place. Just the internet sucks. That's the only issue. Now there are two questions that are the same from two people, Kyle Carr and 8 Toa. A simple one. Does Elen watch your videos? All of them, some of them, none of them. And the other one is, which is exactly the same, have you ever caught Elen watching your videos, or does she openly watch them, or maybe not at all? I would say she doesn't watch them at all. Not really, but she stands or sits like right there while I'm recording pretty much every single video. It's not like she's doing other things throughout the... Well, she is actually. Okay, she's doing other things, but most of the time when I'm recording, she's here, and she hears every single word that I say. So it would be kind of silly if she goes and watches my videos on top of that. So no, she doesn't really watch them. I show them to her sometimes because I watch my own videos. But yeah, that's about it. So it's openly, yes, but not really on the channel per se. She doesn't go and open them and give them a view or whatever and give them a like and stuff. She doesn't do that. No. The Felix. Your German was actually good. Don't worry, Lumin. The winters here, at least where I live, were pretty mild in the last years. Are you concerned about how Nero will deal with all the stress, flying, etc., when you'll be moving to Germany? Yes, of course. I have discussed this before and I'm super stressed about that. But, I mean, at the same time, I just think to myself, like, it's only, like, 10, 12 hours maybe that he's going to be sitting in that box. Maybe a bit longer, give or take an hour or two, so maybe 13, 14 hours because of the in and out or whatever. It's half a day. And that time will go by in a snap for a puppy. And sure, it'll be super stressful for him as well, but it'll be done so quickly. And then he'll see his daddy again and things will be okay. Right? That's the wish, at least. That's the dream right there. I mean, surely everything's gonna go smoothly, right? There's always the fear of something going wrong or whatever, but I'd rather not think of that. I'd rather think that's even a possibility. I do think that by the time we want to move, like when that time comes, I will probably have all my ducks in a row. I'll have all the papers I need. I've already done the blood tests and stuff for him that we needed to do. So we've got a little certificate saying that he's clean, he's a good guy, and he's going to be allowed into the country there. It's been signed. We had to send it away to, like, the head of something or other here. They had to sign it and, like, say, this is done. They sent it back, and now we're good. There's a few other things that I need to do. He needs to be up to date with his inoculations and all that, but he should be fine. And we should be fine with it. But I'm still stressed, of course. Of course. Lulaki. Lumin. When you change places of where you live, how are you going to change the information in the description of all your videos? It's going to take some time, isn't it? Yes, it's going to take some time. Oh, don't remind me. We've got like thousands and thousands and thousands of videos to go through. I will probably do it at some point. I'll make it like into a project. So I'll go and start from the very first video, then go through all the descriptions, and just change it to refer to the channel page. That's basically what I'm going to do. I'm not going to type the description every time. I'm not going to update every description individually or whatever. I'll paste something in there saying, check my channel description, which is the channel itself's description, for an address or whatever else. But it's going to take some time, yeah. It's something I have definitely thought of. Navina Vice. Lumin, move to the east coast of the US if you like cold winters and snow. You'll be snowed in Connecticut, almost anywhere in New England, guaranteed. My question to you is, firstly, that, before I get to the question, that would be great. Like, I have seen a whole lot of the east coast of the US, and I like it. I mean, I kind of like the weather on the west coast as well. It's much more similar to here, maybe a little drier even. I mean, people keep going on about how it never rains in California, but it still looks pretty okay. Like, pretty mild, and that's nice. But the East Coast, I'm a big fan of. I like white winters. I would like a snowy winter. I don't know. And New England, I mean, I've also seen a bit of that. Seems okay. My question is, what are your thoughts on the upcoming Warcraft movie? Does it meet your expectations? A lot of people are unhappy about how the orcs look, about the Alliance armor. What about you? I want to hear a full critical review. Cheerio. I think that people are judging all of this based on too small a sample size. I mean, I've watched the trailer many times in all the different quality, detail, I don't know, settings that I could. I downloaded the 4K version of it the other day just to watch, and it's looking pretty amazing. I think that people are just trying to be negative for the sake of being negative. I don't know. I don't understand it myself. Maybe, just maybe, most of that's still going to be polished. Like, maybe it's still being worked on. That's also possible. So any doubts that anyone has right now could just be completely alleviated by the time the movie comes out. I mean, it's still a good bunch of months before it comes out, and all of that's going to be spent in post-production, polishing every single little bit of the movie. But from what I saw, the highlights to me were the landscapes. They looked so good. I mean, we saw Stormwind and, like, Westfall. We saw the Swamp of Sorrows there. We saw, did we see Deadwind Pass? I can't remember. I don't know. We saw a lot of different stuff. Oh, and Outland as well, or Draenor or whatever the orcs were coming from, the portal. Man, I thought it looked amazing. I thought it looked so, so good. The orcs looked scary. The armor, I didn't really pay that much attention to it, but it looks like what you'd expect from a fantasy movie, you know? What do you want? What are you looking for if you criticize stuff like that? Man. Did you not see the cool griffin scene? The big fight scenes and stuff like that? They looked so good. Oh, the wolves that they showed off. I'm a big fan of everything I've seen thus far, and I have high hopes. Definitely met my expectations. I think that the movie's going to be great. Riverside. It's pretty cool to hear you speak German. It sounded good to me. I have a couple of questions for you. What did you think of the Legion opening cinematic and all the class changes that they've shown on their website? I'm going to answer that before I move on to the other ones. The cinematic was so good. I know some spoilers. I'm actually sad that I read them. We discussed this as a guild last week, but I read some spoilers already regarding that, and it's really interesting stuff, but spoilers, so I'm not going to talk about it here. I loved how they made Varian Rin look. I loved the look that they gave Sylvanas this time around. I mean, the characters all just look a lot more mature, and I'm not going to say realistic, but I guess in a way that also fits. The cinematic itself was so good. It was great seeing them work together like that. The action was, well, intense, and I can't wait to see where it leads. You know, that's the intro cinematic. That's what you're going to see before you start playing. It's going to be so epic. Oh, man. It looked good. It looked really, really good. As for the class changes, I'm excited about a good bunch of them. I like specifically what they're doing with rogues. The new outlaw spec. I like what they're doing with shadow priests a whole lot. This paladin changes or so I'm playing paladin right now. Not super excited about them at the moment. I like the new demonology changes for warlock. Big fan of how demon hunter is looking at the moment. Still like strongly considering jumping into legion as a demon hunter. And yeah, that's about it. I mean, the expansion itself, just as a whole, is looking great. Really, really good. How do you think League of Explorers might shake up the meta in Hearthstone, and which cards do you look forward to trying out? Now, we know already that it has shook up the meta quite a bit. A lot of cards had a big impact on how things played out. Reno Jackson being one of them. A couple of the others that came out as well. Brand Bronzebeard's pretty cool. A lot of cards changed a lot of things for a lot of people. I mean, aggro was bashed down a little bit in the first couple of weeks of League of Explorers, and that's probably a good thing. I mean, I play mostly aggro decks right now, but it's probably a good thing because it gives us a lot more variety on the ladder, a lot less secret paladin, although I still play against almost only secret paladins because they're still just way too good. Can't really beat that. If anything, League of Explorers might have just made them a little bit better. And then again, with secret paladin, a Reno Jackson healing you from empty to full is not going to change the game that much, because they always have this really dominant board. They don't have to be aggressive to win. But shaking up the meta, I think it's going to still shake it up a whole lot more. I am extremely excited about the fact that we might see viable Murloc decks. Seriously. Cards that I'm looking forward to trying out, mostly the legendaries from each wing. All of them excluding Rafam, Arc Thief Rafam, the last one. I like the heroes a lot. And there's another question coming up right now. It's the very next one. I'm actually going to read it quickly so that I can go through these together. It's from Claire Bear. Hi Lumin, my question this week is, which card or cards are you most excited about from the Hearthstone League of Explorers adventure, and do you have any favorite card art from these new cards? Keep up the good work, Lumin. I can't wait to see you streaming either. Most excited, again, about the legendaries. Just Reno Jackson, Sir Finley Murgleton, Brand Bronzebeard, Elise Starseeker. Like, those are great. So fun. So fun. Elise Starseeker is probably one of my favorites just because of the fun factor. It's a ridiculous card. It's not good. It's just ridiculous and crazy and exciting. Because the card itself lets you go on a mini adventure to try and make your deck nothing but legendaries, you know? So that's probably the one that I'm most looking forward to and the one that I'm most excited about in general. I also like the card art on the heroes themselves because it's new stuff. These guys might have been like somewhere in World of Warcraft at some point, but it's all new and it's all Hearthstone. Like, it's so specific to Hearthstone, these heroes. They came out of Hearthstone, and now because they came from Hearthstone, we might see them more prominently in World of Warcraft as well, and I love that. I love that cycle that they got going there. But I would say I like those cards and their art. but also the tiny fin Murloc. That guy's just so cute. Man, have you seen the golden one? He blinks and they little hearts fly out from his eyes. How could you ever kill something like that? Ever. The cutest thing. Seriously, the cutest. I should also specifically point out that I really like the 1-mana Murloc legendary, Sir Finley Murgleton. I like the effect that he has. When you play him for 1 mana, you get to choose a new hero ability at random from 3, so you discover a new hero ability. I like that a lot. I think that that will, I suppose, open a lot of different avenues for different playstyles with all the different classes in the game. Specifically, like, Rogue would do kind of well with that, right? You don't need weapons in Rogue. It's okay, but think of all the cards you can cut. You don't need to run Deadly Poison or Tinker's Sharpsword, or I mean, fine, they're good, or Blade Flurry or whatever. You could instead make like a Tempo Rogue, minion based with some spells, throw that in there, get yourself a different hero ability in the process. Who knows what it'll be, but it won't be the dagger. It's gonna be fun. I'm really looking forward to Murlocs. Really looking forward to it. Was that the one? That's the entire question. Okay. Elissa Lawson. I heard that Overwatch is apparently coming to consoles. As someone who hasn't played it, do you think it'll translate well onto consoles? It looks fun and frantic, and opening up the game to more people is surely a good thing. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I imagine it'll have some pretty high aim assist. Take care and enjoy BlizzCon. Thank you. I do think that it'll work incredibly well on consoles. And yes, it's been confirmed. You guys have all seen that Overwatch is coming to consoles. I think it's going to play incredibly well on there. And fine, it'll have aim assist, and it will probably be slower to update because it takes longer to push updates to consoles. And a few other things. I don't think that there'll be crossplay between PC and consoles, which is a pity. But I think it'll be a good fit for consoles. I think that it will really work, and console players will definitely enjoy it. And I think that's one of the main reasons that they decided to go with the once-off purchase for the game. That business model itself. It was seemingly a weird choice, but the more I think about it, the more it makes sense that it's actually good for the game. You buy it, $50, $60, whatever, you get all the heroes and stuff. Maybe then everything they release after that comes free of charge. That would be nice. I hope that we get a progression system. I hope we get skins and stuff like that. That would be nice. But I think it'll translate very nicely onto consoles. And I think that just because of the style of play of the game, you've got melee characters, ranged, a good mix of different heroes. Because of the art style of the game, because Blizzard now already has a bit of experience developing console stuff, it's going to be a great success. So yes, I think you can look forward to that if you're playing on console. Next one is from Liloki. Question. On the theme of Hearthstone, have you considered playing an RNG-based deck? I haven't seen anyone else try it. It'll be either terrible or amazing. Either way, it's fun. A deck that relies most, if not fully, on RNG, maybe cards like Nefarian, Unstable Portal, Shredders, or even Nexus Champion Sarad. Have fun if you decide it. There are a couple of people who actually have video series specifically focused on this. Noxious being one of them. He has his Randuin Rin deck or something, which is a priest random deck. Mages can also be pretty random. I mean, there's already the Casino Mage, which has a whole lot of random in it. But I've never gone full RNG in a deck. Yeah, it could be fun. Yes, it could be. But there's so much other stuff to do in Hearthstone. My god. It's something I want to do. I want to mess around a little bit. But I don't know when I would do that. I'll probably at some point. Tali Zora Naraya. Do you think streaming on Twitch will change you in any way? This was an interesting question. My favorite YouTuber before I found your channel started Twitch streaming and he changed so much. Constantly asking for subs with annoying music. Even his online personality seemed to change. Eventually he stopped doing YouTube and focused entirely on Twitch. That was when I just gave up on him. Please don't be like that when you start to stream. Sorry for the depressing question. I do look forward to seeing what you do with Twitch. Just as I look forward when I see a Lumin video in my YouTube sub box. Kila Salai. I kind of spoke about this at the start of the video as well. It's something that I'm really bad at, so I'll never change in that way, that's for sure. But I don't see my personality changing at all. I don't think that's even possible. I don't think that I will change who I am At all, no. I mean, I am this. This is me. And it's not going to change when I stream. It'll just be live. Okay, I won't be able to take back what I say. I won't be able to decide not to use a video, and I don't actually do that very often anyway. I don't think I'll change much at all. I mean, I may have to talk a slight bit less so that I don't lose my voice every single day. But other than that, seriously, it's going to be the same thing. I do know what you're saying. I do think that I've seen that kind of thing a couple of times before. But again, that's not who I am. I want people to watch my stuff and subscribe and support my channel and do what they can to help me out because they want to do all of that. That's the way I've been doing things thus far. I realize that because of that, I'm not extremely successful on YouTube. Because of that, I am not at 100,000 or 1 million subscribers yet. And that's, again, not the only reason, but, you know, it's who I am. And I don't see that changing. So maybe it's a bit of a depressing answer as well. Sorry. But I guess I can just say my condolences. I'm sorry to hear that your favorite YouTuber, before you found my channel, changed so much. That's sad, you know? That is sad. And no, I do think that I will be able to keep things up on YouTube and keep things the same on Twitch. There's another question about it coming up now, so hold on. Louis Simay. Is that how you say it? It's actually sis mate. It might be Louis Simay. If so, that's a really cool name. Lumin. Great Overwatch videos. It'll probably be my first ever Blizzard game that I play, all thanks to you. That's great news. My questions aren't related to BlizzCon, so feel free to skip them in the next Q&A. No, I'm not going to do that. If you are swamped with BlizzCon questions, I wasn't swamped with BlizzCon questions at all. I'm glad that I had a few Hearthstone and Overwatch and like Warcraft questions, but not swamped, that's for sure. How did you propose to Elen? Was it a mutual agreement to get married, or did you go all romantic down on one knee type thing with Nero holding a bunch of roses? It was actually more of a mutual agreement. I know that's very boring, but we sort of just decided, I think it was one afternoon we were in bed together, that we're gonna do it. And then that was it. That's how we do everything together. So it actually made a lot of sense to us. And because of the way we do everything, it was perfect. I wouldn't do it any other way. Have you been looking into what you need to start streaming, or is it a bit too early for that? Well, I got it here. I think I got it all here, right? I need a more comfortable chair. I really need a more comfortable chair. I actually want, when I do start streaming properly, when I'm going to be like massively famous, big time streamer extraordinaire, when I do it properly, then I want a desk that can raise and lower so that I can sit or stand at it. I've seen a couple of streamers do that. Was it Carnage? I think it was. He's doing the 100% Fallout run right now, and he has a stand-in desk that he uses where you can drop it down, lift it up. I want to be able to stand and sit, and then I want a proper chair. But, I mean, my PC can probably stream just fine. I might need another monitor. Three is probably overkill. It would be nice to have another monitor. But everything else is here. I want a new mic as well. This one is great. The Samsung One C01U. It's a really good starter mic. But I think I want something slightly better and slightly newer. I don't know what I'd get yet. I've been told the Razer Siren is pretty good. I have seen some other good ones. Doesn't matter. There are a couple of Rode mics that I think are really nice. But that's something I'd like to get. It's mostly minor stuff. With what I've got right now, I can stream. Just need internet. Other than that, I wouldn't say it's too early. No, I mean, it's always worth looking. Are there any streamers that you currently watch and would like to, for lack of a better word, emulate, content-wise or atmosphere-wise? So, I watch a couple of Hearthstone streamers on and off, but I mostly watch them for the Hearthstone that they're playing, to see what decks they're playing, to see what they encounter on the ladder. I don't really always watch for the personality so much when it comes to Hearthstone, but some of them I do. Okay, I really enjoy, for instance, Brian Kibler. It's really fun to watch. I don't personally like the big popular ones like Forsen or Maz or Trump. I just don't like Trump at all. I do enjoy watching Firebat's pretty cool. I like watching Hearthstone tournaments. That's, again, not really streamers. It's more people talking about Hearthstone. But general gaming streamers, I watch a lot of Lyric. Well, not a lot, but I watch Lyric every now and then. You guys must know who Lyric is. I think he's the biggest streamer on Twitch. He is someone that I'd love to emulate content-wise, because the way he runs things, it's a well-oiled machine. He has streaming down to an art right now. He swears a lot. I don't swear a lot. Sure, there's a difference there, but I don't need to swear a lot. It's not the same thing, if you know what I'm saying. It's more just the way he does things. He may swear a lot. He may be a little silly or goofy or whatever. It doesn't matter. But he's still very professional in the way he does things, and I do watch him for that reason, because it's something that I like to study, for lack of a better word. I watch and I think to myself, okay, is this how I would have done it? Is this the best way? Is there a better way? Could I potentially learn something from this for when I start streaming? I do that, of course. I do that a whole lot. I check out random people's streams. Doesn't matter where on the list. Lots of viewers, less viewers. I look around Twitch a whole lot, and I do pay attention to what other people are doing so that when I do start streaming, I know what's up. So that's like a really good example of what I want to do, where he has set times, he has set days, he has a way of doing things, and I like it. I like the way it's done. I mean, whether you like his personality or not, irrelevant. The guy knows what he's doing on Twitch, and the amount of viewers he gets shows it. And, I mean, to be perfectly honest, I think I could carry that amount of viewers as well if I was lucky, if I had different circumstances. I could have that amount of people watching me, and it would not seem out of place. That's all I'm saying. So I want to get started. I want to see if I can make it work. There's more here, though. Okay, there's more here. Let's see. Have you ever considered what your subs would receive when you get partnered with Twitch? Sub days, sub servers, emotes, etc. There will be a Nero emote. That is for certain. There will also be a happy that emote. Those are two that will be there. So you guys will get that. You'll be able to spam that all over Twitch, and I'll be so happy. I will just be so happy. I'll be so happy. My God. Makes me sad how happy I'll be. Anyway, what subbers would get? Yes, sub days. Sub servers, I don't even know what that means really. But sub days, sub weeks, sub everything. No, I'd seriously like to do stuff like the other streamers and stuff do, where they have sub Sundays or whatever. It doesn't have to be on Sunday. But I'd like to play games with you guys. I'd like to just play games against you guys. I'd like to have Hearthstone tournaments for fun. I don't care if I get stomped in my own Hearthstone tournament. I'd be able to watch the other games and shoutcast them for myself. Oh, that would be so much fun. Firebat actually did that recently with his Firebat Swiss tournament or something. Hearthstone tournaments, Heroes of the Storm together, Overwatch together, other games together, like big MMOs that launch, new MMOs that come out. Doesn't even matter, like anything. We can play anything together. I think it'll just be so much fun. Okay? So I'm incredibly excited about that. I've thought a little bit about what I can do, how I can get the subs included in things, how I can incentivize subbing, and I do have a lot of ideas. I'm not going to spoil everything right now, but I do have a lot of ideas, and yes, I have definitely thought about it. Have you thought about what your channel will be streaming? So I answered that before, right? I'm not going to talk about that again. I mean, you guys heard what I said. If you watched all of it, I'm going to be, for the most part, playing a good mix of stuff. Will the ability to interact and play with your fans affect the type of games you play? Yes, for sure. PvP/multiplayer/co-op versus single-player story-based games. I'll do both. Okay, definitely multiplayer, definitely story-based games. There will be a time for each of those things on stream, for sure, for sure. And will that in turn affect the types of videos on your YouTube channel? I think I'm going to keep Twitch and YouTube separate at first. I do think that I want to keep YouTube a separate entity entirely in many ways. I think that certain things can come from Twitch to YouTube. Not vice versa. You can't really take stuff from YouTube to Twitch, but I do, well, in some ways, yes. I mean, I could stream certain things that I'm doing when it's like editing stuff, putting together the 1-minute guide, stuff like that can be streamed for sure. It's really interesting stuff. I realize that not everyone would be interested in that, but it's kind of fun to see how one, especially if you don't know it all that well, puts together a video with that much editing in it. But regardless, that's something for another day. I will keep them separate, but there will be some crossover between the two, that's for sure. I don't see why I wouldn't put some stream stuff on YouTube, but I'm not gonna like just spam the channel with it. We'll see how it goes. Again, I'd like to do both. And that said, I will probably have a day or two, or at least a day a week, where I will take time to record YouTube stuff. And maybe on the days that I stream, I'll just record before that for YouTube and then go on to streaming. You know what I'm saying? So I'll do both. Next. Oh, this is... Sorry, I come in with literally 2 questions. It ends up like this. I don't mean to do it, but you're just too damn nice. Really sorry. Warm sands to you, my friend. Warm sands. Warm sands. May your footfalls always find warm sands? That's the full one, right? And then you reply with, may the 2 moons guide you. Oh, it's great. Man, that whole world is just the bomb. Anyway, I kind of ended up answering all of them for you anyways. There you go. Enjoy. Shadow Tales the Warrior. Hey Lumin, if you moved to the US and decided to enter the military service, which branch would you choose? And would be in the reserves? You don't have to go overseas unless you undergo training a weekend out of each month. Or active duty. Oh, okay, sorry. I completely misread that. Would you be in the reserves or active duty? So reserves is where you don't have to go overseas unless needed and undergo training 1 weekend of each month. Okay, so there's more to the question. I guess I could also just read that. Would you enlist in the Marine Corps, Air Force, Army, or Navy? Just a hypothetical question. Also, does South Africa draft people into their armed forces? I don't think they draft. Not in the same way that some other countries do. Korea, for instance, I think both North and South Korea, let's say South Korea for now, they have a mandatory 6 months to a year military for everyone, all males after the age of 18 that you've got to do at some point, if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong, but I think that's how it works. There's no law forcing you to go to the military in South Africa, but you can, obviously. Let's see, the actual question, would I choose Marine Corps, Air Force, Army, or Navy? So, what is Marine Corps and what is the Army? What's the difference between those two? Air Force I know, Navy I know, and I would say no to both of those. Like, I would choose Army or Marine Corps. I guess Marine Corps, but the Marines, what are they? Like, they're a mix, right? So, it would be the Marines or the Army, but aren't the Marines in the Army? Isn't that the same thing? I don't know. Let's Google it. Let's go to the Google machine. The Marine Hotel. United States Marine Corps. Branch of the United States Armed Forces responsible for providing power projection using the mobility of... Hold on, I'm opening Wikipedia. This is interesting stuff. Using the ability of the United States Navy to, by congressional mandate, rapidly deliver combined arms task forces on land, at sea, and in the air. Oh my god, so they're the real, like, they do everything. Jack of all trades here. The US Marine Corps is one of the 4 branches of the US Department of Defense. Okay, one of the 4 branches that you just mentioned to me. So, yeah, I mean, I like the sound of this. For sure, I'm scrolling through, it looks good, looks real good. I'd probably choose the Marines then. If I had to choose one of them, I'd take that. And it's not like the worst thing ever. I mean, if I had to be forced to do that at some point, I would probably, if anything, just enjoy it. I mean, fine, going to war is a completely different matter, but the training that you have to undergo, the discipline, all that stuff, it's fine. It's fine. It would probably be fun. I know saying that is a little weird, but it would probably be something that I'd enjoy. Mildred Cordiero. Fortnightly, what is this word? It means 2 weeks. A fortnight is 2 weeks. That's the word. Noah Belschner. Will you play the next Elder Scrolls whenever that may come out? And if so, where do you think it'll be based? Or what do you think it'll be based on? I honestly have no idea. I won't be able to answer that question for you. I don't know if they'll release another Elder Scrolls game, to be perfectly honest. I think that they might move on to something new, and they might leave Elder Scrolls in Elder Scrolls Online. So if anything, they might redo Elder Scrolls Online, rejuvenate Elder Scrolls Online in the future, instead of releasing a new Elder Scrolls game. But I don't know, Skyrim was one of the most popular games ever, one of the biggest games ever, so like, there's always that draw for them, just like Fallout, obviously. I can't answer that. I mean, will I play it? Yes, of course. But I don't know where it will be set or what it will be based on or anything like that, because they could literally go anywhere, and I think most of the world is already in Elder Scrolls Online. If it's not, they'll probably add it at some point, slowly but surely. Last one, Hinchley. Hey Lumin, great video, I have a question for you. Are you going to be doing another playthrough, maybe with Rise of the Tomb Raider? A lot of games coming out that look good. Good luck with your move and new beginnings. This is the last question. I don't think I'm going to be playing Rise of the Tomb Raider. It looks amazing. I think it's only coming out next year on PC, so maybe I shouldn't say that. Maybe I can stream Rise of the Tomb Raider one day. I don't know, but I'm not going to do a playthrough on YouTube of Rise of the Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider's good, but it's not really my game. I'd like to play it, of course, but it's not something that I'd specifically do a playthrough of. Fallout, on the other hand, that's cool. Now that's a cool game. Anyway, those were all the questions. Thank you for leaving them. If you guys have any new questions for next week, don't bother trying to keep them focused on anything. Like, it's not just BlizzCon stuff or whatever. Just leave any question you'd like. Anything you'd like to ask me, I'll answer it as you've just seen. It might take some time to answer them all, but I will get to them. And just want to say thanks. Thank you for leaving all the amazing comments you're leaving on these videos and on, say, the Fallout videos, the StarCraft videos, all that other stuff. I really appreciate it. Really, really appreciate it. We are still working hard to find solutions for the internet problems we have here, and we're still waiting and waiting for our passports to come and everything else. Like, that's happening. I'm still trying to motivate myself to just make this YouTube thing work. I mean, I'm trying, but motivate myself to try even harder. Because I should. But thank you. Thank you for everything. And again, if you have any questions, leave them below. The chances are I will answer them next time. That's in 2 weeks from now. So, check back here soon for more. Give this one a like, share it, and do all that good stuff. Most importantly, though, happy... I don't even know. Dreaming of streaming. Happy that.